When I was about 6 weeks old, my parents dipped my feet into the Atlantic Ocean. Ever since then, I've always had a connection with being around the water. Growing up in Maryland, we would go to the beach several times during the year. I don't know what it was about the ocean, but my parents enjoyed being around it. Maybe it was the calming effect of the waves, or the sunshine, or the fresh sea air. Whatever the reason, being around the ocean made me happy too. My parents and I always had fun together, and I'm not ashamed to admit that my parents were my best friends when I was younger. They were pretty cool, and I wanted to be cool like them. Every weekend we would go exploring and set out on new adventures together. I had an amazing childhood, but everything came to a crashing halt in 1991. I was finishing up kindergarten, and my mom and relatives noticed how thin my dad was getting. I didn't understand what cancer was exactly, but I knew that my grandfather died from it the year before. I'll never forget sitting at the top of the stairway and watching my mom and uncle help my dad walk into the house after he came home from having surgery. Trembling and crying, I remember just staring at my dad, scared that I was going to lose him. He noticed that I was looking at him, and he smiled. He struggled to take each step towards the staircase, shielding the pain from his face as he got closer to me. He placed the cane next to the handrail and lifted his hands up towards me, telling me that he was going to be all right. He wanted to show me that everything was going to be okay. And thankfully, he recovered, and the cancer went away. Life continued on, and as a family, we were grateful for each new day. Months went by and Dad continued to get better. His health improved and his strength returned to normal. It was around this time when I decided to join the local swim club, and my parents were excited about my decision because my dad swam when he was younger. I enjoyed the experience of training, learning the different swim strokes involved, and making progress over time in order to reach goals. I continued swimming in high school, both on the high school team as well as the year-round club team. Every day after work, my parents would drive me an hour one way to practice, wait for 2 hours, and then drive me an hour back home, 6 days a week. With a lot of hard work and their support, I was able to earn a few state champion titles in swimming for the state of Maryland, and my goal was to swim in college. However, 1 month after graduating from high school, my life and goals were put on standby. After graduating high school in 2004, I was on my way home from swim practice and was involved in a near-fatal car accident. I lost 60% of my blood. My heart shifted across my chest. Lungs collapsed, major organs were lacerated, and my pelvis was shattered. I was airlifted to a local shock trauma hospital near death and had to be brought back to life 8 times on the operating table. I spent 2 months in ICU on life support. I gradually emerged from my locked-in state, first blinking my eyelids, then squeezing a hand. I wanted to show my parents that I was going to be okay, the same way that my dad showed his strength after his cancer surgery. With a lot of support, I was able to leave the hospital. 1 year later, and I was swimming at St. Mary's College in Maryland. 2 years after that, I crossed the finish line in the 2007 Hawaii Ironman triathlon. The healing was finally complete. Over the past 9 years, I've continued training and have competed in over 3 dozen endurance events, including 5 Ironman triathlons, 16 marathons, and a 100-mile ultramarathon. My parents have been at every event I've ever competed in, and on September 18th, they will be in attendance as I participate in a 5-mile swimming event to support cancer research for the Sidney Kimmel Comprehensive Cancer Research Center with Johns Hopkins Medicine. Cancer has impacted our family many times, as it has for millions of people all over the world. This year, my dad is celebrating 25 years cancer-free. This event is very special to me because my dad will get to kayak alongside me during the swim. This event is much more than swimming 5 miles. It is about cherishing each mile, each breath, and each heartbeat, while also helping those who have been affected by cancer to be able to do the very same thing.